That was the most impressive series in Steph Curry's career.
It was. That was a good performance.
That was the best performance I've seen from him.
Well, maybe not the game where he didn't make a three.
Game 5 was the one anomaly where he didn't have the greatest of days. But to close it out, Game 6, 34 points, 12-21, 4-4 from the line, hit 6 threes. You saw what that meant to him at the end. You saw the tears flowing. Yeah, this man just won his 4th championship, looking like he just won his first. Like, we remember when LeBron won that first ring for Cleveland. He's on the floor. That was one of the most beautiful moments. Even as a Warriors fan, I can look back at that. Like, that was beautiful, seeing the just raw emotions. Because LeBron gets a lot of hate, and kind of deservedly so. Like, LeBron kind of becomes a politician, where like how much he say is what he really means versus just what he thinks he should say. But that was raw emotion from Steph Curry last night. Won 4 rings, already won a ring without Kevin Durant, without the better player, without the help. And the second's ticking off, and the tears start flowing because he knows what this means for him and his legacy. Getting 4 championships, he just tied LeBron on championships. He's 1 behind Kobe, he's 2 behind Mike, and he's not done. And this time, it was because of him. It was because of that defense, and he stepped up.
That's why he felt so strongly about this, because he knew it was because of him. He knew that he stepped up game after game after game. He knew he put a lot of effort into it, coming off that last season, not even making it to the playoffs, getting Clay back, all the doubters, all that came off in that moment.
They've hit some really low points. 2 years ago, they had the worst record in the league. He's missing Clay. They had a piss poor bench. Everything was a mess because they were trying to bounce back after losing Kevin Durant, which is no small task.
And they did it.
They did it. They hit rock bottom. Clay was out. Steph also had a few injuries of his own. They were really struggling. And then they go into this year, there was not a lot of expectations for this team. They were expected to make the playoffs and compete, but to finish around the 4th, 5th, or 6th seed was kind of what was expected from this team. And there was a chance they could even fall back into the play-in tournament, which we saw last year how that went for them.
Not good, but
and then they what Steph did for this team this year, and
it was big.
He had a mission. I mean, I was kind of you first saw that when he won the All-Star Game MVP. He wanted some recognition this year, and
he got it. He got it from me. He got it from everybody.
You can say it was a little selfish, but
that's fine.
He's starting at the point of his career where he can start to think about his legacy, because he's won. He's got rings. He had 3 rings coming into the season, and he was at a point where a lot of people were finding ways to take the credit away from him. You saw in the locker room afterwards what they're going to say now.
Yeah,
the emotion he must have been carrying these last couple of years.
He held all of it in.
He was taking notes.
Finally let it out.
He was remembering. And to see it come out by getting the 4th ring in 8 years, winning his first Finals MVP, what that meant to him there in the moment on stage.
A lot. That Finals MVP was necessary, if you ask me. It was very necessary.
I don't know about necessary, but it helps. It definitely helps.
He needed it, because they would have been like, "What? How can he be this on this list of point guards? No Finals MVP." You know what I'm saying? They'll list those things, so it helps.
It was a box that hadn't been checked.
Yeah.
If you're lining up him, and let's
like
just
Magic or something. You
exactly
definitely need that box check.
You're just going down the line. If you want to just look at the personal accolades, that is something that could come into question. But I don't know about you, but for me, he is the best point guard of all time.
Okay. I'll tell you the answer to that after his career is over. I need to see the entire career.
I want to hear an answer right now. Just what you're feeling right now today.
Okay. Then no.
Okay.
No.
Why?
I just like to see his whole career. I like to see entire careers first. That's why when people ask me about the LeBron Jordan thing, I'm like, LeBron's not done yet. So
is that your only reason? Like, tell me what gives Magic the nod other than his career is already said and done with?
His accomplishments, the total number of accomplishments. The Curry has accomplishments, not of the same par as Magic's, but like I said, Curry isn't done. Shoot, Curry can win the next 3. Let's say he wins 2 out of the next 4 finals. I may change my mind. I'll say, okay, you know what? Curry is the best point guard that ever played this game. We know he's the best shooter.
Oh, that's
been given to him. That was given to him a long time ago, if you ask me. But I need to see the entirety. I need to see where he ends up at, because right now I can't just say, oh yeah, better than Magic. That's it. Number 1. I can't. I need to see everything first.
I can say that because first, Magic only had, I believe, a 13-year career. And it is unfortunate that he got taken away because contracting HIV took him out of the game for a while. And if he had a longer career, we could be, I might not be saying this because he could have won a few more championships. But you can what if yourself to death. It didn't happen. No. It didn't happen. He played 13 years. He won 5 rings, won finals MVP. Like he had a lot of personal accolades and is a great player. Top 10, in my opinion.
For sure.
Steph Curry is also top 10, in my opinion. And they're very close. They're very close because they both did very wildly different things. You have a 6'8" point guard who is one of the best passers, if not the best passer in NBA history, part of the Showtime Lakers team.
Right. Not that great of a shooter.
Not that great of a shooter. He didn't do that, but he could defend. He played center in the NBA Finals.
That was crazy.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? The point guard playing center.
He's a better athlete. Steph Curry, though, better shooter, better scorer. To me, he is the best point guard of all time. The way he impacted the game, he impacted the game more than anybody in NBA history has. Is that fair to say?
It's fair because he extended that range as to what is acceptable for a three-pointer. Now defenses didn't think that they had to start guarding anybody until they at least got near the three-point line. You got to guard Steph once he gets to it. Once he gets to the half-court line, you have to start guarding Steph.
And even more than that,
defensive schemes and everything. He affected so much.
So the person before him that I would say impacted the league the most was Dr. J. Okay. Because he brought that showmanship, athletic ability to the NBA that we hadn't seen before. And you see Michael Jordan say, if there wasn't a Dr. J, there wouldn't be a Mike. Steph Curry is impacting basketball globally, all the way down to Pee Wee basketball. First thing you do when you get in the gym, you shoot a three. Shoot a three. First thing you do before you even sometimes put your shoes on, you just chuck up a three, see how you're feeling. He changed the game like nobody in league history has before him. And that is enough for me to say he's the best at his position of all time.
Understandable. I still stand on my statement. That's understandable.
He's at least top 10 though, right?
Yes. You got me. Yes, I agree with you. You got it. You got it. He's looking me in my eyes.
Because I wanted to hear, because I was afraid.
He's just shaking his head like, yeah, admit it.
I'm afraid that I'm going to have to argue for him being top 10.
No. He's top 10.
Because so Colin Cowherd had a NBA Mount Rushmore the other day, and Steph Curry wasn't on the Mount Rushmore. It was LeBron, Mike, I believe, Bill Russell, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which I'm okay with that, all for various reasons.
I saw that, yeah.
But then he had his Mount Rush less, and Curry's on that. Curry's on the Mount Rushmore B list. Is that fair to say?
It is. Because I know exactly what you're talking about. This little figurine and everything on the mountain. That was accurate. I'll agree with that because he's not done, as I said. Like I don't know if you watch First Take or anything, but Steph Curry, he's making leaps on that list every single year with the more and more accomplishments that he's making. From being, oh yeah, Curry's top 15, like, oh yeah, Curry's top 10, and then some people saying Curry's the best to ever do it. He's making leaps and bounds every single year, so we never know. When it's all said and done, GOAT conversation might be about Steph Curry.
I love Steph.
Based on how people are acting. I'm not saying in my opinion, but based on how people are making him leap through these ranks and things like that.
I don't think I can ever put him at the greatest of all time. And even though he's become a better defender, something that really is going to hold him back is the fact that Mike won Defensive Player of the Year, I think. Or at least was in all NBA defense multiple times.
First team, yeah, he was on the first
LeBron
team.
Can guard 1 through 5 in his prime.
Easily.
Steph, it's taken him to 34 years old to finally get respectable on defense. Not even, he played good defense, wasn't great defense. He played good defense.
Yeah, well, he wasn't always the biggest guy on the court, but.
Which unfortunately for him does matter. Size matters.
It does, yeah. For his position, based on how guards are evolving, he is smaller. He is a smaller guard, but he hasn't let that stop him from stepping into that two-way type of role. Because like I said, he's playing more defense these days. Good defense at that. So you never know. I'm trying to give you props here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make.
I'm just in such a good mood right now.
I know you are. I'm not.
I'm in such a good mood.
I'm not.